Good evening and welcome. Tonight we will be going over the history and geography of Chumphon in Thailand. We are located tonight on the Isthmus of Kra, which is this narrow isthmus area here leading down toward the Malay Peninsula and down toward Malaysia over there. We have this brief border with Myanmar as well. And it is just a kind of overlooked section of Thailand. Chumphon, from what I've read, is really considered a place that you drive through to get to other more exciting parts of Thailand. But that isn't to say that there aren't exciting things here in Chumphon. There are some pretty famous beaches along the coastline here in the Gulf of Thailand, along with many, many islands. They're very teeny tiny around here. And they make up the Mukho Chumphon National Park. They're really known for scuba and such. They're not quite like Koh Samui over here, where it's like more resorty. They're more laid back. They're much more slow and calm over there. We can see the city of Chumphon. It's actually a bit inland. It kind of looks like it's a beach town here. It is not. It is an inland town. And more inland, we get more forested areas and more farmland where they grow things like a lot of coffee is grown here, durians, and something that this province is well known for, evidently, ladyfinger bananas, which to me just look like very tiny bananas, which sounds really cute. I like that idea. Ladyfinger bananas. However, in terms of history, I really didn't find much that didn't pertain to World War II. So I guess we can just assume that the history here follows that of Thailand or maybe even Myanmar, which in historical times would have been Siam or Burma. But I can imagine that the Kingdom of Siam laid claims eventually over the isthmus here, delineating between Burma and its own kingdom, which remained independent from European control. Definitely had European influence, but they remained independent during the times of colonization, particularly from the French and the British. However, the World War II history I found, they did not remain independent over here. In 1942, December 1942, around the time of Pearl Harbor, which some people don't know that Pearl Harbor was a very coordinated attack across the Pacific. They hit Pearl Harbor in Hawaii, but they hit many, many, many other sites along the Pacific coast of Asia here. One of them being here in Chumphon. They invaded and bombed and all of that, but there was a big fight, I believe for about 48 hours of the beginning of the invasion, that was mainly led by what's described a lot as the youth of Chumphon, but from what I could see, by youth they mean like 16 to like early 20s, like cadet age basically. They led a noble fight against the Japanese, but eventually negotiated a surrender. And Japan turned Chumphon into a railway center, which, if you know the history of Japan building railways here in Southeast Asia, it's not glamorous at all. But we're not going to get into that because it's not relaxing or YouTube friendly. But this area became an important train center along the peninsula here. Of course, until the end of the war, when they just give it back to Thailand. The only other historical thing that I found about Chumphon province was Typhoon Gay in 1989, which really devastated the area here, but I'm sure by now it's very much recovered. That was a while ago. And from what I understand, this is just a very quiet, very calm corner of Thailand. Again, like I said, you could see like the main road coming through here. It's a place that you drive through to get to other places in Thailand, either north or south, or to head out to the other islands here. So that is the history that I have for you of Chumphon province. But I do have some neat photos to show you. So why don't I grab my tablet and we will explore Chumphon province on Google Earth. Let's go. Here we are in Chumphon province. And of course, let's start by zooming out so you can see exactly where we are in the world. Here is Thailand. Located here in Southeast Asia between Myanmar, Laos, and Cambodia. And eventually Malaysia down here. So this is the Malay Peninsula, and this narrow area here is the Isthmus of Kra. So what is an isthmus? My question is why did they pick such a hard word to say, isthmus? An isthmus, the most famous isthmus in the world being the Isthmus of Panama, right here. An isthmus is a narrow strip of land that connects two larger bodies of land and between two major bodies of water. So let's look at the Isthmus of Kra, connecting two major areas of land, two major bodies of water. You see the Andaman Sea and the Gulf of Thailand. That is an isthmus. Narrow strip right here. Which also Thailand is, it's a saying that the country is elephant-shaped. Elephants are their national animal. There's the ear, it's its big head, and this is the trunk. So we are in the trunk of the elephant. In the trunk of the elephant. So why don't we start in Chumphon? It's not a very big city at all. Okay. I think I wanted to tap on disappeared. Let me make sure that the everything, yep, that everything's on. There we go, City Pillar Shrine. There's a lot of neat little monuments scattered throughout the city. Just a little shrine right there. Gosh, I don't remember where the main one was. Let me just cancel this and just tap on the name of the city. It would be great if the name could pop up so I could tap on it. This is off to a rough start. Let's look at the National Museum. That's a better place to start. This is a bunch of trash. What is this supposed to exhibit? Oh, you know what? It's the typhoon. Typhoon Gay, 1989. I bet you anything this is probably what the area looked like, and lots of rubble left over from that time. Very old history by the looks of it. Little hand tools. Building little cottages, and there's the little town. How cute. And there's ships and a little, looks like apothecary. No, oh, it kind of looks like an apothecary, but maybe like a tea shop. Oh, here we go. Well, maybe it's just someone's house and they're just making a big old bag of tea. I'm not sure. Little harbor there. Look at the posts they've got. So the house is up top, and below you've got your hammock and your hangout space. That's nice. Beautiful pottery there. Oh, it's a very old piece of pottery. They're doing some puppet theater here. Look at that. Beautiful shadow puppets. Look at all the little mannequins are wearing masks. And clearly this was during the pandemic, right? There's old Jill right here. That's silly. But it was very important at the time, of course. Okay, I guess I'm just going to type in the name because it's not popping up. There's one monument in particular I have to show you. Just Chumphon, not Chumphon province. Okay. Pretty sure this is for the province. How about Chumphon space city? Or how about memorial? This one. Hey, I found it. Yeah, I wouldn't have found that. So, World War II Soldier Youth Monument. So, like I said, it was the young people of the town who protected it as best they could. Not like 8-year-olds, but like teenagers. It's all decked out there. It's a ceremony, I'm sure, commemorating those who were lost and, whoa, yes, respecting soldiers who lost their lives trying to defend it from the Japanese, and those who bravely stood up to them. That guy is a little too enthusiastic. Needs to take it down a notch. That's mainly what I wanted to show you here in town. Not much else to look. It's very small for like a provincial capital, you know, in Thailand. It's a little bitty place. But there are some pretty famous beaches, and I'm pretty sure I have them tagged here. This beach, and you might see some previews there for tomorrow's video. This beach came up in every search that I did about Chumphon province. There are pictures of people here every time. There's a big bowl. Pretty impressive. But yeah, like every travel blog had a picture in this spot. So I suppose this beach is very important. They got some sand art there that they really don't want you to touch. I wonder if that's a little area mascot or something. Love on the beach. I mean, it is a nice beach. It's a big octopus. And some good food, beautiful sunsets, all that good stuff. But the most famous beach in Chumphon province is Sairi Beach, way down here. Famous for being a white sand beach. So it's very picturesque and lovely. Chumphon, little fishing boats out there. So quaint. And there's a lot of naval history here. Why is that? Well, over here is a shrine to the, I guess, Prince of Siam at the time, Prince of Thailand, who was the son of Rama V, and he founded the Thai Royal Navy. So this is a memorial to him here, a shrine where you can thank him for his contribution to protecting Thailand. Very venerated spot there. Wow. You can see lots of seacraft, big old cannon, and learn about some naval history here in Thailand. Let's see, what else do I have to show you here? There's lots of neat little stuff inland. The islands I didn't really find much. You can see them out here. And like I said, they're not really... Oh, I think this diving site had pictures. There's not much to these islands, but they are very beautiful, right? And you can go scuba diving. Look at the little fishing village there. Very rickety. This kid, he's just standing there next to this little piece of wreck that he found. Yeah. So yeah, these islands aren't like, it's not like Koh Samui where it's like a big resort and there's hiking and all that. They're mostly just rocks. How beautiful though. Whale shark. Oh, they're so cool. The biggest fish in the world. There's some neat shapes in the rocks, though. It's not like I'm saying, like, don't come out and visit the rocks because they're nothing there. They're cool, but just saying, don't expect to, like, camp out on them. They are rocks in the water. They are just rocks floating out there. Not floating, but hanging out. We go inland, we can see some of the rugged wildlife out here. Of course, there's Buddhist temples all over the place because we're in Thailand. This is the city in the mist, it says. They've got grapes, and teddy bears, and some matcha. Let's see this. It's a nice place to splash around safely. They're wearing their safety vests there. Here's the waterfall above the ravine. Isn't that pretty? And from the top. And there's a crab saying, "Leave me alone." And there's a terrifying bug. Wouldn't want that crawling on me. Little dragonfly or damselfly or something hanging out there. Another crab, probably the same crab. It's having lunch right now. It wants to be left alone, please. Leave me alone. It's nighttime now. All kinds of crabs over here. No. Leave me alone. Little blue crab, so cute. There's another waterfall. Let's see if there's any crabs here. Probably not. Probably lots of good swimming. And all of the beautiful forest. Look at the farmland, all terraced. Isn't that lovely? And then look at this. It's a little shrine here, but we've got like tigers and roosters. It's a lot happening here. It's very beautiful. I wonder what that's for. But yeah, there are lots of little things to explore out here. As always, I would encourage you to explore in your own time and see what you can find. I remember finding some stuff along here. There's another beach, a little viewpoint here on this peninsula. Very pretty, of course. It's Thailand. Do you know that Thailand is the most, let me get this right, Thailand is the most visited country in the world, right? Am I getting that backwards? Because it's, no. France is the most visited country in the world. Bangkok is the most visited city in the world. That's what it is. I always get that mixed up. It's like, is Paris the most visited city? No, I had it backwards. Bangkok's the most visited city in the world. Make sure I get my weird geography facts right. I checked the whole border area here. There's really nothing. It's a very, very thick forest. But maybe you'll find something when you explore. Maybe someone will have tagged another random waterfall or something for you to look at. But I think that's just essentially it. I'm trying to remember, was there something down here? I've been poking around all over looking for stuff. And I found some pretty cool things, but oh, there's a hot spring. Let's end it here on the hot spring. Yeah. How nice. There's all kinds of stuff all over this area. I'd highly encourage you to explore it in your own. But thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this style of content, please consider subscribing. I won't tell you where we're going next, but we are going to see a capital city of a country. Your hint is that this country has more than one capital city. There's a couple countries that have multiple capital cities. Can you guess what capital city it is? It doesn't start with CH, and we go in order. But the region it's in does, and its indigenous name began with that CH name. Do you know what it is? Does this monkey know? The monkey might know what it is. It looks very clever. Please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and let me know all your thoughts down below in the comments. I hope that you found this video to be relaxing and educational. Wow, cool. That's neat, another ship area. And I hope that you have a good